So we've been making ANPR cameras now for 15 years. We're introducing a new camera today called the AiQ, which is our fourth generation of intelligent camera, and it's got a couple of unique features to it which help it progress within the marketplace. It appeals to 2 or 3 different markets. So our core markets are the police and security, but we also do parking, and we're also involved in civil enforcement, bus lane, red route, band right turns, that type of. And this camera will support all of those features.
Vital. ANPR is still very much the core of enforcement, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah. It is. Yeah. You can't. It's no good if you can't identify them.
No, absolutely, absolutely. So, what are these new features that have come on this fourth generation of this camera?
Yeah. Okay. So one of the critical features here is we're reading both in the colour space and the infrared space simultaneously, and then we've created an algorithm which compares those 2 reads, and then produces single output to the back office. So what we've seen with our traditional cameras and lots of our competitors is if we only read in the infrared space, then maybe 5 or 6% of the reads will be bad because the plates aren't correctly visible in the infrared space. And vice versa, in the colour space, we sometimes struggle with sunlight. Strong sunlight will blind the back number plate and make it difficult to read. Because we're reading in both, we get the benefit of that and we're able to produce a more accurate read within the real world.
What else is new about this camera?
Okay, so we've included some additional AI type features, so make and model and colour is identifiable within the camera. We've also got a self-audit feature, which sounds a bit of a strange feature, but really it's about running this once a month, once a day if you wanted to, and it will average out the read rate and tell you if it's got depressed, mainly because it gets dirty. So the camera itself gets traffic film on the front of it, and normally they're on a 12-month cycle to be cleaned, but the camera will actually tell you when it needs to be cleaned itself, looking at the profile of the traffic.
Okay, so the camera will tell you if it's depressed.
Yes,
and then you can go and cheer it up.
Absolutely,
with a little clean.
on the front.
But that's fantastic. So it's automated. You get automated sort of asset management.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. The other thing that we quite like, we've built into the camera, we can send its data to multiple endpoints. So not only could we send data to the traffic management system for journey time analysis, but we could also send it to the police, and we could also send it to the city council for some sort of civil enforcement.
Excellent. By what's that? How is that being?
So we market it as our store and forward. It's a communication protocol. So the reads are made on the camera, and then they communicate to the back office through the network.
Through the network. So that would be a cellular network?
Cellular, 4G.
Yeah.
5G, not really necessary. We're only dealing with still images in this environment. We don't have video streaming. The cameras themselves, they're building on our heritage. They're zoom block cameras, which basically means that they're very flexible. We go to site, we put them on a pole, and we'll zoom them to the required distance.
You mentioned AI, which is the big buzzword at Intertraffic this year. How does AI work in your system?
Okay, so because we've got extra processing power within the camera, we're able to take a video stream direct from the camera and do AI analytics on that, mainly for things like civil enforcement, where we're looking for vehicles that do a band right turn or jumping a red light. And we can build up a whole application inside the camera and deliver an evidence pack to a back office provider.
So the thing with number plates or license plates, as they get called in many countries, is they're all very, very different, aren't they? If you go to different countries, you get very, very different license plates. How do your cameras deal with all those differences?
Okay, so primarily it's a function. There's 2 challenges really. There's the physical challenges of the type of number plates and what the quality of those license plates are, and that relies on the camera technology, and that's why we chose to read under colour and infrared simultaneously, because it negates a lot of those challenges. And the second is the engine itself. So if you have a good engine, it will support multiple countries, and we're confident that we can read in 200 countries, if that's
almost anywhere you want to go.
Almost anywhere you want to go. Yeah. So we're deploying cameras on existing infrastructure. There's no need to put a special pole on the side of a road. Costs more than the camera.
Right.
So if you can put it on a low lamppost, Your quid's in before you started. Bit British that, but there you go. Couldn't think of another word.
Everyone loves to save money, right?
Yeah,
the world over. So that's a fantastic benefit, and just hugely versatile. It sounds like
yes.
This camera. I mean, you can put it almost anywhere. It can enforce almost anything.
Yes.
It's a sort of your one-stop shop, as it were, for your ALPR.
Yeah. Picking up on that, Tom. So one of our key ethoses of the company is we only produce the number plate read and we send it to a back office application. So we work with partners to provide the solutions for customers. We don't tend to get involved with developing a full parking system or a police back office system. We just provide the edge data point of ANPR.
The edge data, you're the specialist in that.
Correct.
And whatever industry you're in, it does tend to be that if you specialise in one thing, you're extremely good at it.
Yes. And we've seen success over the last 15 years, and we're now doing 10 million a year, 30 or 40,000 cameras sold, which in ANPR is a lot of cameras.